How ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. A person's worth is measured by the worth of what he values. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Whatever anyone does or says, I must be emerald and keep my color. If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I shall gladly change. I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone. The harm is to persist in one's own self-deception and ignorance. Humans have come into being for the sake of each other, so either teach them or learn to bear them. Regain your senses, call yourself back, and once again wake up. Now that you realize that only dreams were troubling you, view this reality as you view your dreams. If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them. And it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now. The happiness of those who want to be popular depends on others. The happiness of those who seek pleasure fluctuates with moods outside their control, but the happiness of the wise grows out of their own free acts. Or is it your reputation that's bothering you? But look at how soon we're all forgotten. The abyss of endless time that swallows it all. The emptiness of those applauding hands. The people who praise us, how capricious they are, how arbitrary. And the tiny region it takes place. The whole earth a point in space, and most of it uninhabited. Death smiles at us all we can do is smile back. Because a thing seems difficult for you, do not think it is impossible for anyone to accomplish. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice. And on freeing yourself from all other distractions. Yes, you can, if you do everything as if it were the last thing you were doing in your life, and stop being aimless. Stop letting your emotions override what your mind tells you. Stop being hypocritical, self-centered, irritable. You see how few things you have to do to live a satisfying and reverent life? If you can manage this, that's all even the gods can ask of you. Pass then through this little space of time conformably to nature, and end thy journey in content, just as an olive falls off when it is ripe, blessing nature who produced it, and thanking the tree on which it grew. Do not disturb yourself by picturing your life as a whole. Do not assemble in your mind the many and varied troubles which have come to you in the past and will come again in the future, but ask yourself with regard to every present difficulty, what is there in this that is unbearable and beyond endurance? You would be ashamed to confess it. And then remind yourself that it is not the future or what has passed that afflicts you, but always the present, and the power of this is much diminished if you take it in isolation and call your mind to task if it thinks that it cannot stand up to it when taken on its own. A man must stand erect, not be kept erect by others. Every living organism is fulfilled when it follows the right path for its own nature. Think of your many years of procrastination, how the gods have repeatedly granted you further periods of grace, of which you have taken no advantage. It is time now to realize the nature of the universe to which you belong, and of that controlling power whose offspring you are, and to understand that your time has a limit set to it. Use it, then, to advance your enlightenment, or it will be gone, and never in your power again. How ridiculous and unrealistic is the man who is astonished at anything that happens in life. All things fade and quickly turn to myth. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Everything, a horse, a vine, is created for some duty. For what task, then, were you yourself created? A wrongdoer is often a man who has left something undone, not always one who has done something. Today I escaped anxiety. Or no, I discarded it, because it was within me, in my own perception, not outside. The happiness and unhappiness of the rational, social animal depends not on what he feels but on what he does, just as his virtue and vice consist not in feeling but in doing. Whatever time you choose is the right time. Not late, not early. Be your own master, and look at things as a man, as a human being, as a citizen, as a mortal creature. I can control my thoughts as necessary, then how can I be troubled? What is outside my mind means nothing to it. Absorb that lesson and your feet stands firm. In your actions, don't procrastinate. In your conversations, don't confuse. In your thoughts, don't wander. In your soul, don't be passive or aggressive. In your life, don't be all about business.